Hi class, we need to take a look at a section that deals with trigonometric substitution, and it's very similar to what we did with the actual U substitution, but in this case all of your integrals are going to have this sort of a form. So your integrals are going to have this sort of a form, and evaluating them by the regular U substitution may not actually work, or by parts may not actually work. Now, you first want to see if you can actually do a U substitution, because this one tends to be a little bit messy since you're looking at, well, some sort of an integral that came from a function that is some sort of a square or curve that you can express with a square root. Let's take a look at example 1. So for all these problems, you're going to be needing a specific type of substitution depending on what it's given. And then your final answer, we're going to have to express it in the variable that it was given. So let's take a look at example 1. Now, the first portion of example 1 is to express it in the form that we technically have the radicals. So we're looking at some sort of a squared minus u squared. U is your variable. U squared minus a, or a squared plus, u squared plus a squared. So the first step is, let me just rewrite it, and I'm just going to rewrite it as the x over the square root of x squared plus the values of 2 squared. And this is so that we just have the actual value of the a, or we may end up running with square roots within the problem. Now, once you actually rewrite it in this form, you're trying to see if it fits the form, and it's only going to fit one of these three. You may have to rewrite the a as a squared, but in this case, we technically have this scenario where we have an integral which the radical happens to have, well, a variable to the second power and a constant to the second power. So in this case, this is the scenario that we're looking at. Now, for this particular problem, I'm just going to say that, well, the a is equal to the 2. And the substitution that we're going to be using, it's a simple let, in this case, x is equal to, and this one fits the a tangent of theta. So I'm just going to say x is equal to, in this case, 2 tangent of theta. Now, the substitution that we're going to be doing, it's similar to the u, but in this case, we're using, instead of just letting a variable, we're letting an entire function be your u. So in this case, you're going to have the x is equal to 2, and we're looking at, well, secant squared of theta d theta. And this is the portion that we're going to be using. Now, typically on a problem like this, we end up making a mess. So you want to see first on any problem, if it's just saying to evaluate the integral, if the u substitution actually fits, because this may not be needed, and you may be able to solve it by a regular u. Okay, so in this case, we technically have the integral. The x represents a 2 secant squared of theta, and this is to the theta, over the square root, and your x is technically 2 tangent of theta, so this will be 2 tangent of theta and technically squared, plus the values of 2 squared. So this is the portion that I had mentioned that well, you first have to check if it fits, and once you do this trig substitution, you end up making a mess, and eventually it'll clear up. So you may have to use several identities. Like, for example, on this particular one, I'm just gonna simplify the radical. So you're still looking at, this is the integral of 2 secant squared of theta d theta over the square root of technically 4 tangent square of theta plus the values of 4. And what I'm going to do is simplify as much as possible the radical. So the trick on all of these is that because they come from some sort of a circle, ellipse, or curvature that could be expressed with square roots, you should be able to simplify these in a form where they cancel. It may take several steps though for that cancellation. So in this case, we're still looking at the integral of 2 secant squared of theta d theta over the square root, and I'm going to rewrite it as 4 times tangent squared of theta plus 1. Okay, and then the next step, I'm just going to extract the actual 4 from the radical. So let me rewrite it. So this is equal to the integral of 2 secant squared of theta d theta over, and this is now 2 the square root of tangent squared of theta plus 1. And we did a little bit of advancement. We can cancel the 2's, and then we're going to use an identity. So in this case, you're looking at the integral of secant squared of theta d theta over the square root of tangent squared of theta plus 1. So the identity that I want to use is technically the fact that tangent squared of theta plus 1 is equal to secant squared of theta. Okay, so we're looking at the integral of secant squared of theta d theta on the numerator, and the denominator, tangent squared plus 1 is just going to be a secant squared of theta. Okay, so this is the main punchline that we're looking on these integrals, and that's going to be that at some point they're supposed to simplify easily once you do the proper u substitution. It does take a couple of steps though. So in this case, we're looking at secant squared of theta on the numerator, and in the denominator we have a secant theta, and technically you can cancel this one with that one, and you're gonna end up with this is equivalent to the integral of secant of theta d theta. Okay, so this is not our final answer, but I'm just going to box it in for the moment. Some of these problems, they're so long that on the final exam, I may just ask you to do a proper trig substitution, simplify the integral, and don't evaluate the integral in terms of theta. So this may be your final answer. For this one, we're actually going to solve. And for a messy problem like this, you can simply just evaluate the integral using the proper formula. So for this one, we're going to be looking at the integral of secant. This is equivalent to, it has the ln of technically secant of theta plus the tangent of theta plus the constant c. Now, we're actually not done with this problem, and let me explain. We just evaluated the integral in terms of theta, but your original actual problem is in terms of the x's. So at this point, you have to go back and look at what original trig substitution was done. So in this case, let me write the actual triangle. Okay, so this is theta. This was x squared plus 4. I'm copying this one. Then technically x and 2. So this is a 2, and that's going to be an x. And let me fix this. Okay, so I'm looking at this triangle. So x squared plus 4, technically x, and then the 2 theta is there. Okay, the next portion is to use the identities. So let me write them in this case, and you're looking at secant of theta is equal to, well, your secant is your hypotenuse over your adjacent. So in this case, your hypotenuse, it's going to be the square root of x squared plus 4. Your adjacent is the 2. The tangent of theta, we have it as the actual opposite of our adjacent. So the opposite is going to be the x over the adjacent is the 2. Okay, and then your final answer, it's going to be for us to express the actual problem as, well, back with the original variable. So in this case, we would end up with this being the ln of the absolute value. Secant ended up simplifying to x squared plus 4 divided by 2. Plus the tangent, this is an x divided by 2, technically plus c. So that's a perfectly fine answer. You can always rewrite it. In this case, let me rewrite it because it's possible that if you were to look at one of the problems on the homework, they have it in a slightly different form. And the form is going to be with a fraction. So in this case, this will be the ln of the square root of x squared plus 4 plus the values of x minus the ln of the absolute value of 1/2 plus c. That's an alternative answer for this particular one. Wait, no, it's not 1/2. It's ln of 2. Sorry, the actual formula that I'm using is that the ln of a over b, this is equal to the ln of a minus the ln of b. So technically would be the 2. So that's an alternative answer, which happens to be equivalent. So I'm just putting the 2 as your b. Let me write this formula on the side. So the formula is the ln of a over b is equivalent to the ln of a So this is equivalent to the ln of a minus the ln of b. Okay, that's the actual formula.